Horror movie monsters you have zero chance of surviving by Chupacabro.
You know what's funny about horror movies? Everyone always says, I would have survived that, or I would have just done this instead. Well,
It's so true though, like be honest. How many horror movies where the main character makes the dumbest decision ever? Oh my God, do I go through the front door and run outside, or do I run upstairs because I'm getting chased by somebody? Let's go upstairs. Like, are you stupid?
I spent years of my life analyzing horror movies, and I found 10 monsters that you absolutely would not survive.
Lies.
No matter how smart you think that you are. And the most
I know I'm
dangerous
smart.
one, it's
I'm not
even
dying.
what you're thinking. It's not the biggest, it's not the strongest, but it's the one that has 100% kill rate. And by the end of this video, you'll understand why this particular monster
then tell me.
makes survival
100% kill rate?
impossible.
I'm about to make that shit 99.
Not me. I'm built different. Don't be that guy that hits the like and subscribe button and then comments it in the comments. Everyone did that on my last video.
Am I that guy?
Trust me, I've seen thousands of horror movies.
I am
I'm
built
about to
different,
show you
though.
why these monsters, they're built different.
Not good different, but
Let's start with something
definitely
that
different.
simple. The pale lady from Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark.
Oh my God,
Kind
this
of a
movie's
baddie.
actually
You're probably
creepy.
thinking, oh great, another slow walking ghost lady. Just run the other way. I
Yeah.
mean, that's horror 101, right? See spooky thing, run away from spooky thing. But here's the thing.
She
The pale lady
multiplies.
doesn't play by your rules. She doesn't need to chase you because she's already everywhere you're gonna run.
That's honestly not fair. She can just teleport and like be everywhere at once. Like, how are you? Like, actually isn't fair. Maybe that is a zero chance of survival.
Controls the space around you. Every hallway leads back to her. Every door opens to her. Every turn brings you face to face with that cute smile. The very fabric of reality becomes her weapon. Just break through
That
a
shit
wall,
looks
you
like
say. Well,
yo
good
mama.
luck with that when she's warping reality itself. This isn't your standard ghost that you can outsmart with salt circles or ancient prayers or Scooby-Doo
How do you
magic.
know? Have you tried
The
it?
pale lady turns the very concept of escape against
Maybe she don't like
you.
salt.
You can't fight what you can't comprehend, and she operates on a level that makes your basic understanding of space and time completely useless. What makes her truly terrifying isn't just her appearance, though that smile will haunt your nightmares.
Yeah, that is
And
literally the
figure,
creepiest
it's
looking
the
monster.
absolute
Oh.
certainty of your encounter. She doesn't just kill you; she makes you walk right into her arms like a warm,
And then she hugs you to
embracing
death.
hug, and then you get
That is
absorbed
terrible,
into her,
dude.
Which is kind of weird. It's
she
literally like
just
getting the
gets
choice
sucked
of
into
3
her.
doors, but all of them.
But be honest, from the movie, only one person died to this monster. So yeah, it has 100% kill rate, but it only has one person that has died. So how do you know there's not a way to beat it that we just haven't thought of yet?
And in your doom. Let's talk about that walk. She doesn't rush, doesn't run, she doesn't even need to.
It
that
is
slow, inevitable
so
approach is psychological
terrifying.
warfare at its finest. Your brain has time to process exactly what's about to happen, but can't do anything about it. It's like having sleep paralysis, except you're wide awake and your legs are working just fine. They're just taking you exactly where she wants you to go. Sure, you could try cardio. Maybe train for a marathon, hit the gym, become the next Olympic sprinter, yada yada, but when reality itself is working against you, your Fitbit stats aren't gonna save you. The pale lady isn't just a monster. It's a reminder that sometimes the scariest thing isn't what's chasing you. It's the realization that you were never in control to begin with. She doesn't just kill you, she makes you understand with every step that escape was never an option. But if you think being trapped
what you
in
think,
an
but
endless
you don't
corridor
know.
with your ex is bad,
All right, who's
wait
next?
until you see what our next monster does to the very concept of reality itself.
This guy yaps
Speaking
a
of
lot.
reality bending horrors, let's talk about
Like, I yap a lot, but like, we are 3 minutes into the video. We could be on Monster 4 by now.
the rituals monster. You know, that massive antlered forest god. That's basically what would happen if Norse mythology had a nightmare. Actually, scratch that. Since writing that in my script, I looked up Norse mythology. It's all a nightmare anyways. This is pretty par for the course. Before you say, just stay out of the woods, good luck with that when the thing can literally get inside your head and make you walk right into the forest. Think about every
That's not
survival
fair.
skill
That's
you've
not
learned
fair.
from watching horror movies.
But I just won't
this
go to
thing
sleep.
Owns the entire forest. Every tree, every shadow, every path is its playground. Hiding, it can make you see whatever it wants you to see. Your perfect hiding spot probably doesn't even exist. Fighting back? Dude, come on. Try throwing hands
It can make me see whatever I want to see. I bet, bitch. Blind myself. Now I can't see. I'm chilling.
as an ancient deity that's been collecting sacrifices since before your ancestors figured out how to make fire. But what if I just...
Nope,
No,
I'm still
stop
smarter.
Right there. This isn't your typical woodland critter that you can just outsmart with some clever traps or avoid with a GPS. This thing doesn't just hunt you physically. It psychologically dismantles you piece by piece. It reaches into your mind, pulls out your deepest traumas, and uses them as bait.
I don't
Imagine
have
trying to
trauma
escape
because
and
all I do
constantly
is
reliving
win.
your worst memories and traumas. I literally have a 6th grader beating me up because I didn't give them my sandwich. You'd be unable to trust if what you're seeing is real or just another trick. Your own mind becomes a maze you can't escape from. But that's not even the worst part, because let's talk about its followers, because nothing says you're absolutely screwed quite like an inch.
Someone said, you're the one yapping. You wrote 20 times already. What does that even mean? I wrote 20 times already. Bitch, do you know how to spell?
Cult that's been keeping this thing fed for centuries. These people have turned survival into a religion. And guess what? You're not the survivor in their story. You're the sacrifice. They've got home field advantage, generations of experience,
okay,
and the
we get
backing
it.
of a literal
They're
forest
OP.
Norse god. Your weekend camping trips and that one time you went hiking, that's like bringing a water pistol to nuclear warfare.
Did he just say water pistol?
But the worst part, this monster doesn't just want to end you. It wants to break you. It wants you to understand your place in the food chain. You're not just dealing with some mindless beast. You're up against something that's been perfecting the art of horror since before humans invented writing. It's patient, it's intelligent, and it knows exactly how to make you lose
still
your
smarter,
mind
though.
before it takes your life. So unless you've got a degree in Norse mythology, the survival skills of Bear Grylls, and the mental fortitude of a Buddhist monk, you're not making it out of those woods.
So you're saying there is a chance. So it's not zero. Clickbait.
And even if you had all that, you'd just be a more entertaining sacrifice. But
Oh,
at least
never
with
mind.
the ritual monster, you can see what's coming for you. Our next creature, it's what happens when evolution has a mental breakdown. And trust me, you're not ready for this one. Let's
Wait, which
talk
was this?
about the monsters from the Void and why your brain would probably
The
break
Void?
before they even got to
I
your
haven't seen
body.
this.
You think you've seen body horror before? These Lovecraftian nightmares make the thing look like a kid's puppet show. And no, that's not an exaggeration. These things literally reshape reality like it's Play-Doh. Just shoot them.
What?
I hear you typing in your comments. With what? Your human weapons against creatures that literally don't operate under the laws of physics? These things aren't just from another dimension. They're walking middle fingers to reality itself. Your bullets might as well be spitballs against beings that can turn your intestines into tentacles and your skin into a
What
doorway
the
to
hell is this
And trust
movie?
me, that's not even the worst thing they can do to you.
Y'all
And then
seen this
let's
movie
talk about
before?
the cult that worships them, because apparently
No, I gotta
these
watch
cosmic
this. This looks
horrors
interesting.
come with their own fan club of humans who've completely lost their mind. But here's the truly terrifying part. The cultists aren't crazy. They've just seen enough to understand how insignificant we really are. When you're face to face with something that makes
Okay, so all I have to do to survive is become a cult member? I'm chilling. They're gonna come at me and I'll be like, I'll do whatever you want. I'll suck whatever you want. Just save my life. And I survive? Okay. So there is a chance of survival. Clearly, because of the cultist members.
reality, its plaything, madness starts looking pretty reasonable. The cultists aren't the real monsters here. They're just a preview of what's coming. The real nightmare isn't just what these creatures can do to your body, it's what they can do to your understanding of existence. Every rule you thought you knew about how the world works, gone. The laws of physics, more like suggestions. Your own body, just clay for them to reshape into their own twisted art project. And they get quite creative.
Yo,
Imagine
what?
Picasso on acid with
Who
the
thinks
power
of this
invade
shit?
Flesh. Sure, you might think you're tough. Maybe you've got military training. Maybe you're a survival expert. Maybe you've got a really big frying pan. But what's your contingency plan for when your own arm decides to grow eyes and start speaking in 7 different tongues? What's
An even bigger frying pan. Duh.
strategy for when the wall behind you suddenly becomes alive and hungry? There's no survival guide for dealing with entities that treat our dimension like a personal playground. The worst part, you can't even go insane properly. These things keep you
What?
conscious enough to experience every moment of your transformation. You don't get the mercy of losing your mind.
Wait, I'm
You
turning
stay
into one of
aware
those
as
things?
Reality itself turns against you. They want you to understand exactly what's happening as they unmake everything you
what
thought
is
was
this
real. But
movie?
as cosmically terrifying as the void creatures are, at least they're obvious about being monsters. Our next nightmare, it wears a human face, and that might be the scariest part of all, because sometimes the worst monsters are the ones that could have been human. So speaking of monsters wearing human faces, let's talk about the mother from Barbarian. And before you say, oh, it's just a mutant in a basement,
Yeah,
let me explain
what?
why this creature is a masterclass and why you're absolutely fucked. If you thought your mom was overbearing, buckle up. This takes helicopter parenting to a whole new underground level. Think you'll just avoid the basement? Ha! That's cute. The mother has turned an entire network of underground tunnels into her playground. We're talking about a labyrinth that would make the Minotaur jealous, except in
Dude, in this movie, the main characters are the dumbest I've ever seen in my life. They found a secret underground compartment of a basement in an Airbnb that they rented, and they just went inside of it. But that's not it, because the first part of the underground tunnel had a weird room with bloodstains, a camera, and a bed. And then there was a tunnel that went even deeper after that room, and they went down there. Like, why? That was literally the start of their problems. That movie pissed me off so much. Never, ever in my life would I enter a place like that. You shut up! Like, that's just so brain dead. Like, you're asking to die. Why would you enter a place that's creepy, dark, and scary?
Instead of one monster, you've got something that combines superhuman strength with the most twisted version of maternal instinct you've ever seen. Your therapist is not going to be able to help you with these mommy issues. But I'd just fight back. Yeah, good luck with that. The mother isn't just strong. She's generations of inbreeding and survival distilled.
Yeah, but she's still, like, living.
You know how
she can die.
Bears are terrifying when protecting their cubs? Now imagine that strength amplified by decades of underground evolution mixed with human intelligence and completely unrestrained by any moral compass. This isn't the kind of mother you can just send to a nursing home when she's getting too crazy. Here's what makes the mother truly terrifying. She doesn't just want to kill you. Sometimes she wants to care for you. And trust me, that's a lot worse. Imagine being protected by something that thinks crushing your bones is a form of love. Your survival instincts become completely useless because everything you normally do to escape just makes her more determined to help you. Talk about attachment issues. And you
okay, but like a shotgun blast to the face, bitch ain't surviving that. She's still human. Yeah, she's mutated to like unspeakable degrees, but she's still human. Shotgun blast to the face, easy win. Next.
Let's talk about Gabriel from Malignant.
Okay, Gabriel from Malignant. I haven't seen this either.
Your sibling rivalries look like a playground dispute. Think your brother stealing your Xbox controller was bad? Try having a literal monster living in the back of your head who can steal control of your entire body. And I mean that literally.
What?
This thing is the ultimate backseat driver from hell.
Oh my God.
Just fight back. Oh, you sweet,
it's like
sweet
Voldemort.
child. How exactly do you plan to fight something that's basically hijacked your body's admin privileges? Gabriel isn't just some tumor with an attitude. He's a parasitic twin who turns your body into a murder puppet with superhuman strength. We're talking
disturbing.
Running at sprint speeds, spine-breaking acrobatics, and the kind of flexibility that would make a contortionist say, nah, I'm good. Imagine being—
Okay, so he attaches himself to me and I become like super powered? That sounds dope. Let me get him right now. That doesn't sound like I'm dying. That sounds like a power up.
being forced to do parkour against your will. 1 minute you're chilling on your couch, scrolling some TikTok. The next you're running backwards faster than you say.
That's awesome.
While your spine's doing interpretive dancing. Not exactly the kind of core workout you were planning, huh? Your Fitbit would have an absolute meltdown trying to track this. But here's what makes Gabriel truly terrifying. He's always there, just waiting. You can't block his number, you can't ghost him, and you definitely can't get a restraining order. It's like having the world's worst roommate, except they live in your skull and can take over your Netflix account and your entire
Okay, so it's like having a wife? No, I'm just kidding.
body whenever they want.
That's terrible. I'm sorry.
Gabriel's watch list is nothing but horrible snuff films. And let's talk about his fighting style. This isn't your standard throw a punch, dodge a kick kind of fight. Gabriel turns
Dude, I literally get turned into a badass?
Army knife of horror. And you think you're tough because you did a few MMA classes, or you decide to pick up boxing because you like Logan Paul or something. Try fighting someone who can fold themselves into a human origami murder machine.
Okay, wait. Am I the person that can turn into a human origami machine, or am I fighting someone else who has gotten this thing attached to them? Now you're changing up the rules here. This is cheating. I thought I was the person having the thing attached to me, making me super powered. Now I have to fight it? I don't understand the rules.
This isn't street fighting. This is street fighting directed by David Cronenberg on bath salts. The scariest part, you wouldn't even know if you had your own Gabriel until it was too late. Maybe that weird headache isn't just from your energy drink addiction. Maybe those strange urges to
maybe
just
I want
backflip
Gabriel
randomly isn't from watching too many Olympics. Maybe that voice in your head isn't just intrusive thoughts. That's something to think about, isn't it? But at least Gabriel only takes over one body
smash.
at a time.
Yo, there's something wrong with
what
you.
happens when the entire upper class decides that being rich isn't enough. They want to be predators too. And trust me, eating the rich takes on a whole new meaning in this movie, because we gotta talk about the 1%, the socialites from society. Get your jokes out already. I know what you're gonna say. This has nothing to do with the Joker. These monsters prove that eat the rich works both ways. You think wealth inequality is bad now? These trust fund babies don't just want your money.
No.
They want to literally turn you into their next juice cleanse. And I'm not even talking metaphorically here. Just avoid rich people. Huh. Yeah, because that's totally possible in late stage capitalism. These aren't just your—
I'll just move to the jungle and become a jungle man. I will become Tarzan. What are they going to do then? They're going to come at me in my jungle. I got an army of monkeys that will attack you and destroy you. I have become one with the jungle. You can't touch me, baby.
Standard Instagram influencers
Easy
flaunting their
beaten.
sugar daddy's
Next.
credit card. These are shape-shifting elites who've been running the world's
Oh, wait, they
longest
can
running dinner
shapeshift?
party. Imagine if the entire cast of
Ugh.
Desperate Housewives could melt into flesh-eating blobs and absorb you for nutrients. Sorry for
Oh,
that
I thought they were just
by the way.
humans.
What makes the socialites truly terrifying is how they've turned the whole system
Scopes
into
in.
their personal kitchen. They don't just have money, they have influence, connections, and enough power to make you disappear faster than your ex's text messages after they break up with you. Think about it. When was the last time you saw a billionaire actually face consequences for anything?
That
Now you
is
know
true.
why. They were too busy having their critics for breakfast.
Is that really?
Sure. You might think you're
That's
safe
what
because
Elon
you
must be
shop at
doing?
Target instead of Gucci. But these monsters have turned social climbing the ladder into an all-you-can-eat buffet. That LinkedIn connection request from the CEO, that's not a networking opportunity. That's a dinner reservation. And spoiler alert, you're not getting the job. You are the job. And the position is the roasted turkey on Thanksgiving. Let's talk about their feeding process. They call it shunting. Remember that scene in
Shunting?
your high school biology class that makes you queasy? These people don't just eat you. They turn you into human fondue at their Twisted Country Club adult fun time parties. If you
Bro,
catch
what
my
is this?
drift.
Like,
Your credit
I
card
swear-
debt might be sucking you dry.
I swear the twisted people in this world to come up with these kinds of movies. What is wrong with them? What happened in their childhood where they grew up and thought of this weird ass shit?
But at least it's not literally turning you into upper class soup. The worst part, they've been doing this since before your great grandpa was a twinkle in someone's eye. Every market crash, every housing crisis, every time your rent went up, that wasn't just the invisible hand of the market. That was the socialites getting
is it?
the munchies.
Was
They're
it?
not just eating you. They're digesting the entire socioeconomic ladder, one tax bracket at a time.
That is
But at
so
least the
stupid.
socialites, you can try to stay poor and off their radar. Our next monsters, they don't care about your bank account. They just care about whether you can keep quiet. And
All right, what is it?
spoiler alert,
Oh.
you definitely can't. Now let's
Quiet
talk about
Place.
the monsters from A Quiet Place and why your loud self wouldn't last 5 minutes in their world. And as someone with Tourette's, let me tell you, I'd be
But they literally showed you how to beat them in the movie. They don't like water. Go on an island. The fact that they got, like, in the second movie, they got to the island was pure dumbass stupidity. Like, that should not have happened. They don't like water. Just, like, literally go on an island. If the island gets breached, fly to a different island. You're chilling. Or make your base next to, like, a waterfall because there's so much noise from the waterfall that they can't hear anything that you do. You're chilling. There's so many ways to beat these monsters. They're not impossible to survive.
the first one to go. These things can hear you blink too loud from a mile away. And I'm over here yelling random
No, they
noises
can't.
like it's my job. I remember as a kid, I'd be trying to sit quietly in class and I just couldn't do it. It didn't make any sense to me. Why can I not just be silent? And then I become an adult and I realize, oh, that's why. But for me, it'd be game over before it even starts. I wouldn't make it past 3 years old. Just be quiet. Oh, you sweet, sweet child. Can't even watch Netflix without the subtitles. And I'm literally a human noise machine. These creatures don't just hear.
You'll just pee on them. What would that do? What if they like it? Now what? The shotgun scene too? Exactly. You just blare like a loud pitched noise at them. It makes their head armor leave their head and then bang, shotgun blast. It literally shows you how to kill them in the movie. What do you mean there's zero chance of survival?
Well, they've turned the entire
They literally
planet into
survived.
one giant game of Deadly Simon Says. Except the only rule is shut up or die. Anytime I would do something, it would basically be a dinner bell for these things. Come and get your free meal, now with sound effects. Let's break down why we're all absolutely screwed.
All right, yeah,
First
tell me.
off, do you have any idea how many involuntary sounds your body makes? Sneezing, coughing, stomach growling, and that's just normal.
Yeah, but it literally says in the movie, if there's other sounds near you that are louder than the sounds that you make, then you're fine. So all you got to do is not be in the quietest place on earth so a stomach growl doesn't actually attract them towards you. Duh.
People. Me, I'm like a one-man band of random noises. Got allergies? Dead. Sleep apnea? Dead. Random urge to shout pickle in the middle of hiding? Dead. Dead.
What?
Dead. Farting in your sleep? Dead.
This guy's weird.
Sure, you might think you could adapt. Maybe you know some sign language. Maybe you're good at being stealthy. But let me ask you this. Have you ever tried to step on a Lego in complete silence? Because in this world, that would be the difference between life and death. And don't
Okay, but why would I be stepping on a Lego? There would have to be Legos in my house for me to step on a Lego. I wouldn't have Legos in my house if I knew I could be hunted down by a giant monster who can hear from miles away.
Don't even get me started on trying to use the bathroom quietly. That's a whole new level of performance anxiety.
You know what, that is true.
I'm not used to. Like, imagine you gotta poop really, really bad, but you gotta do it silently. I don't know how.
Dude, I would die, actually. So many times we're like, damn, I gotta take a shit right now. And then I get on the toilet and it's just a giant fart and there's no poop that comes out. I'm like, wait, that was it? That happens all the time to me. And it's like so loud. And the toilet like is an echo chamber that like reverberates the fart. So it just sounds like a nuke going off.
That's possible. The real nightmare isn't just staying quiet, it's staying quiet forever. Every single movement has to be planned, every step calculated. Imagine trying to cook dinner without making a sound. Or better yet, imagine trying to tell someone you love them without making a noise. Maybe that's why no one's ever told me that they love me. Now imagine trying to do that
that's
for the
probably
rest
why.
of your life. These monsters would basically have all of our locations on speed dial. And let's talk about those hunting speeds. These things move faster than my mom when I accidentally swear in front of my grandma. By the time you realize you've made a sound, they're already there and their face is doing that origami thing that, you know what, we don't even have to go there. But at least with these creatures, you know exactly what attracts them. Our next monster, it doesn't just hunt you, it makes you relive your worst memories while it does it. And trust me, this one's gonna make you wish you were just dealing with super hearing monsters. Let's talk about the bear from Annihilation and why this isn't your average
bear from Annihilation
basket thief. You think regular bears are scary? Boy, this one's got a built-in Bluetooth speaker playing nothing but death screams. And not just random screams. We're talking about your friend's last moments on repeat like the world's most traumatizing TikTok sound. Just climb a tree. My brother in Christ, you are not that guy. Have you seen a regular bear climb? They're basically furry rockets with claws. Now imagine one that's been dunked in alien juice and can perfectly mimic your bestie's cry for help. This isn't your average forest creature.
But it's still a living creature that would die to a shotgun blast to face. I feel like shotgun blast to face is the solution to like all of these monsters. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, there's a couple in here that can literally bend reality. That's not fair. But shotgun blast to face is the best strategy.
That's what happens.
Like you're not
when
gonna
Mother
die.
Nature watches too many psychological thrillers and decides to get a bit experimental. Let's break this down. Normal bears can already smell your fear from a mile away and bench press your car for fun. This one.
Did he just say a bear, like a real bear? We're talking real bears here. Can smell your fear from a mile away? What the hell kind of bears is this guy living with? A bear can smell your fear from a mile away. What does that even mean? This guy's just spewing bullshit.
It's got all that plus a PhD in psychological warfare. Picture this. You hear your friends
They are kind of like skinwalkers, huh?
So you run to save them, only to find out it's actually a mutant bear doing its best impression. That's not hunting. That's therapy-inducing trauma with fur. Sure, you might think you're ready because you've watched.
Okay, so that is terrifying, but the predator can do the same shit. Like he can mimic sounds of like the person that they killed, but a predator is definitely scarier than a bear that's a little mutated. It's the predator. I don't know why he's not talking about the predator. Why is he talking about a bear when he could be talking about the predator?
Every Bear Grylls episodes.
I'm not talking about Diddy.
Make noise. Play
I'm
dead.
talking about the predator.
Except this bear's already got a whole playlist of the greatest hits from its previous victims. It's literally like a karaoke box, and it just picks out the most disturbing sounds it can think of. The worst part isn't even that it'll kill you. It's that it'll make you famous for all the wrong reasons. This thing is basically running nature's most twisted podcast, and you're about to become the next episode. Your final moments, just another sample and it's mixtape. Except this mixtape is not fire. It's deadly.
What is he saying?
How beautiful this thing looks. This isn't your average chunky boy who's got
I'm not gonna
too many
lie.
honey pots. This bear looks like someone described a grizzly to an AI that was only trained on heavy metal album covers and bad acid trips. It's what happens when evolution says, you know what would make bears worse? Everything. But at least the bear keeps its horror on solid ground. Our next monster, it's
funny how the title of this video is horror movie monsters you have zero chance of surviving. And like half of these monsters, the main character in the movie survives them. Like I would get if you're giving me a monster where everyone in the movie dies, like okay. But like you're literally picking monsters where the main character made it out alive. So clearly it's not a zero chance of survival. That is dumb.
The sky itself into a death trap. And trust me, after this, you're never gonna trust a cloud again. Let's talk about Jean Jacket from Nope. You think UFOs are scary? This thing makes
like
alien
this
abduction look like a Spirit Airlines flight.
This is terrifying. This
Imagine a cosmic
would
predator
die.
that turns the entire sky into its personal DoorDash radius. And you're not the delivery driver. You're the meal. Just stay indoors. My guy, this thing can literally disguise itself as a cloud. Yeah, that cute little bunny-shaped cloud you've pointed out to your girlfriend could have been a giant space jellyfish waiting to slurp you up like the last bit of boba in your tea. There goes your entire childhood of cloud watching. Thanks, trauma. Let's break down why you're absolutely done for. This isn't your standard History Channel UFO trying to probe you for science. Jean Jacket is what happens when evolution looks at a jellyfish and thinks, you know what would make this worse? If it could fly and eat entire
like that thing is
the size of Coachella.
Yeah, that thing is massive.
It puts you
You're
through
not
a
surviving
cosmic
that.
washing machine on the wrong spin cycle while making it rain blood like the world's most metal weather system. Sure, you might think you're safe because you've got a roof over your head, but this thing EMPs all your electronics faster than your mom shutting off the Wi-Fi at night. No phones, no cameras, no tweeting your last moments. Gen Z would be fucked. And let's talk about that feeding process. You don't just die. You get to experience being trapped in its giant alien stomach with everyone else it caught, like the worst music festival
so you don't
mosh pit
die.
ever. Except instead of crowd
Easy.
surfing,
Surviving.
you're just surfing through other people's remains. It's basically
okay,
a
never mind.
cosmic
You do
water
die
park
eventually.
where every slide ends in digestion. The scariest part, it's patient. This thing will just chill there, waiting to turn your backyard barbecue into its personal Uber Eats order. Planning an outdoor birthday party? That's not rain that's about to ruin your cake. That's Jean Jacket deciding your whole party looks like an appetizer sampler. But at least with Jean Jacket, you can see your doom coming, even if it's pretending to be a cute little cloud sheep. Our final monster is
we're on the
already
final
in
monster.
your head, because it is your head. And after this one, you'll never want to open your mouth again. Our final monster.
Wanna
the
bet?
one that makes
I
all the
love opening
others
my
like
mouth.
a Sesame Street episode. The language zombies from Pontypool. You may not
What?
know about this
I've literally
movie,
never heard of
but
this.
You're gonna wish you don't after watching this. You know how your mom said words can't hurt? Well, these ones don't just hurt. They literally scramble your brain like an egg in a blender and turn you into a murder-happy zombie. Just don't talk.
What?
Bro, you can't even go 5 minutes without checking Twitter. The virus isn't just in talking, it's in understanding the English language itself. That's right. The language you're using right now to think this guy is stupid is exactly what's gonna turn your brain into zombie soup. Even your inner voice saying, bruh, isn't safe. Try not thinking in English. Go ahead. I'll wait. Yeah, that's what I thought. Let's break down why this is peak we're all screwed.
Yeah, I'm
territory.
confused.
You can't run from it. You can't fight it. You can't even think about fighting it without risking infection. It's
Why
like
do they keep
having
showing
a
the same
virus
clip
that
over and
spreads
over?
through understanding itself. The moment certain words click in your head, boom, you're done. It's basically Duolingo's evil twin, except instead of passive-aggressive notifications, you get actual death. Sure, you might think, I'll just learn another language. Right, because you've been so successful with those 3 years
That
in high
is
school
true.
Spanish. Most of us still
That
point
is
at menu
true. I've
items
taken 4.5 years of Spanish and I couldn't say a damn sentence. You talk to me in Spanish right now, I will literally look at you like,
like cavemen, and now you're gonna become fluent in Korean overnight? Good luck with that speed run while English is trying to delete your brain. The real nightmare, you can't even warn anybody. Every attempt to explain the danger just spreads it faster. Imagine trying to tell someone their shoelaces are untied, but saying shoelaces makes their feet explode. That's the level of messed up we're dealing with. Even this video would be lethal in that world. I'm sorry, I guess. But here's the kicker. You never know which words are infected. Having a nice chat about the weather. Congrats, you're patient 0. Trying to order at McDonald's? Well, the ice cream machine isn't the only thing that's broken anymore.
Yeah,
Now
this
it's
is
your
OP.
brain, too.
You ain't surviving
it's like
this.
playing Wordle, where every wrong guess turns you into a zombie. And that's why, out of all of these monsters, the language zombies are the most terrifying. Because right now, as you're watching this, you're using the very thing that could kill you. Sleep tight tonight. If you survived this video without developing new phobias,
I
hit the
survived.
like button,
I'm still
because
alive.
You might not remember.
I did it. I'll hit the like button. That was a good video. Let's see what the comments say. What if I never run? What if I'm not a coward? What if I want them to kill me? What if I want them to try? Markiplier. Damn, that's so true. If I just want to die, then I win. Funny thing about the pale lady, I once heard this quote from the Doctor Who episode Smile. It was, normally, if a monster chasing you after you isn't running after you, it usually means it has no reason to run. Oh, yeah, that's true. If it's only walking towards you, it knows it don't need to run. It's gonna get you eventually anyway. You're already dead. That's scary. Out of all of these, at least the Annihilation Bear was solved in the movie. Just shoot it a lot. It isn't immortal. It's just mutated. That's what I'm saying, bruh. Same with the Quiet Place. And what was the other one? I don't remember. Dude, half these monsters were killable. They weren't 0 chance. I keep seeing people say you beat a Quiet Place with a boat. There's just one problem. The flooded basement scene. A woman is flooded basement and she's trying to get out. The creature is in the basement and it specifically hides in the water. It can swim, or at the very least breathe underwater. You'd have to live in the middle of the Southern Ocean to survive. That is not the way to go. Yeah, But in the second movie, if you cared to watch it, Mrs. Cage TPM, there was a whole civilization on an island thriving because these monsters could not get to them. However, one did sneak up on a boat and then make it to the island, which is just bullshit. That just happened so the movie could happen. No way they would let that happen. Like, what? Well, he snuck aboard and like hid all the way until the island and then he popped out? No, he was killing. As soon as you make a sound, he's killing you. That was just a stupid plot convenience to make the movie happen. That would not happen in reality. You would survive on the island. I like how he's like, I know what you're thinking. I'll just avoid the basement, and then proceeds not to elaborate on how that's exactly how to beat the mother. Exactly. Yeah. There's a lot of tunnels connecting a bunch of basements. Okay, bitch, I won't go in any basement. I'm chilling. I just won't go to the abandoned suburbs of Detroit and boom, mother can't touch me. At the end of the day, yeah, there are some monsters that are just absolutely broken and there's literally nothing you can do to survive them. But some of these were stupid. I am going to survive. 10 out of 10, easy, not even challenging.